Austin, and let me get a little bit more gain in here, maybe. So maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah. So we are live from Austin. I am in Austin now. Just moved into my new apartment yesterday. And everything's going great. So I wanted to do a little preparation, but I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go with the flow and make it happen. Episode 2 is and was needing to happen. So thanks everybody for watching. We will get into it right away, but first things first. If you haven't subscribed to my Patreon, please go ahead and do so. I've got one under my DJ name or producer name, Kavsko. You could subscribe to that. That's great. I'm also going to make another one for Fresh Collab Radio. But I think right now I'll just share my Kavsko one, or I'll just make another one for Fresh Collab Radio, and we'll go from there. But please subscribe. It'd be awesome. I'm gonna upload all my YouTube videos, any content I can. This platform is just gonna be basically me being as creative as fucking possible and as transparent as possible. So yeah, I mean, this is absolutely nuts. I am looking at my room right now, where this is being recorded, and it's a fucking mess. An absolute mess. I would love to show you, but yeah, this is not where it doesn't look like anybody lives here. This just anyways, moving onward. Just want to give a little shout out to my boy MIDIcinal and my other boy Avery. We're gonna play a tune by them, and here it is. If I get it going. Well, I can't. Let's see. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to play their new tune, because you gotta show the fam some love. Let's see, SoundCloud. Anyways, yeah, one of the big things that I want to talk about on this podcast is supporting your friends' business, supporting your friends' art. Giving them as much money as fucking possible. You know, I do my best at supporting my friends and sharing and liking and commenting on Facebook and being as active as possible. But I do fall short on the financial side, and I know that's gonna change here real soon. Buy a homemade spaceship hat, buy a Panda Say What shirt. Do what you can. Go to your friends' shows. Don't be a bitch. All right, so what the fuck here, SoundCloud? So, I'll just pull off my notes, but what I wanted to discuss, first thing, was today I'm going to talk about how shitty Goodwill is. I don't like Goodwill. I don't get it. It's expensive. I mean, it's way overpriced. You could find ripped pieces of rug for $30. Don't get it. That place. This little boy came. I ran past this. Not ran. I was looking for a desk, looking for a chair to build this podcast studio, and I ended up running into this like 9-10-year-old little boy, and I said, "Oop, all white people do," and he said, "Yeah, that's okay," in that way. Yeah, that's okay. I didn't get it. I didn't. He sounded like a kind of like an Irish 45-year-old man. Yeah, that's okay. I don't know. Anyways, let's see here. Yeah. So, anyways, this track is by MIDIcinal. MIDIcinal and Avery. Tis called FnKer. Enjoy. Wow. That song is funky and also incredibly heavy. Mad props to MIDIcinal and Avery. Go find them on SoundCloud, y'all. They're my boys from Denver, and they're absolutely fucking killing it. I believe MIDIcinal's playing for somebody big this weekend or next weekend. He is absolutely crushing it, and so is Avery, and I love those kids so much. So go give them a like on Facebook, follow on SoundCloud. Great music, good vibes, good peoples. Cool. Well, what I want to discuss with you next is, let's see. I've just been jotting stuff down for the past month or so about what I wanted to talk about, and what things should look like for this podcast. And to be honest, I don't know, nor do I really care. Not necessarily I don't care. I just don't care what it looks like in as far as in the future. I have goals and aspirations, and I'd love, obviously, for me to be in a better space, have a better microphone, have better earbuds or headphones, excuse me. Um, and presentation is going to improve. This is going to be a dog shit episode. So, welcome to the dog shit episode 002. I think we just established the episode name. But moving on, let's see. What did my notes say? So basically, what I wanted to talk about with this in this podcast is what are the goals of this podcast? What am I trying to fucking do? What is Jarrett Roster doing? Well, basically, if you don't know anything about me within the last year, this would be a great opportunity to start paying attention, because I'm on a journey, and just like all of us, but I'm on a journey for personal responsibility, committed, courageous, and vulnerability. That is my contract. That's who I am. I am a committed, courageous, and vulnerable leader. This podcast is just going to embody everything that I stand for and everything that I am at my core being. So, yeah, it's going to be funny at times. It might be a little emotional at times, and it might be just music and art and creativity. But I think at the end of the day, what my biggest goal is to inspire people. I really want to inspire people to create things and just be themselves, and to really be able to stand up for themselves and just know the difference between standing up for yourself and standing up for who you are, and being able to tell everybody else to go fuck themselves in just a nice way. I mean, you could say it in a mean way if you want. It's not mandatory. But I think it's very healthy to tell people to go fuck themselves indirectly, because a lot of the people in today's society likes to judge you, and they like to project. And I think my biggest thing was in my whole childhood and my whole adult life was being afraid to be myself because of what other people projected onto me as. So, I'm breaking that barrier, and I'm going to be myself. Fuck it. This is me. Anyways, I'm going to practice not saying so much, and I'm going to practice speaking more clearly. So this is just going to be freaking great. Let's start over. So, first off, I want to start a declarations part of this podcast where I will make a declaration, and I will ask you to make a declaration for your day. So basically, what a declaration to me is you're declaring a dream, and you're putting it out into the universe as if it's your own, and you are saying, I declare that this is going to happen to me, and then we're going to deliver it. So we're going to dream on our free time, and then we're going to declare on the podcast, and then when we're off the podcast, we will deliver it and do our best to achieve those dreams. So I'm just going to declare right now, by this time next year in 2019, I'm declaring that this podcast will make me $15,000 a year. Not much. I think it's a very reasonable goal, and let's just keep moving forward. So yeah, that's going to be my declaration for the day. We'll make up new declarations. That's a big declaration, but I'm declaring that this podcast will, be racking in $15,000 a year in supplemental income, which would be amazing. It'd be awesome. I mean, 50,000 would be great. I know 15,000 isn't much, but it's enough to I think it's a great start. So whatever that looks like in a year, we will have an accountability part. So episode 002 declaration is to $15,000. All right. Moving onwards. Man, Goodwill. So I went to Goodwill today. That place, it bummed me out a little bit. Just cause, I had $10 on my, I have $10 in my name. And I was like, man, I really need a chair. So I decided to go to Goodwill right down the street from my place. Figured that it would be a great idea. I figured I could find some kind of frickin' chair for $8. Not the case. Everything there is way overpriced. I don't actually understand it. In Denver, the Goodwill there I didn't think was that expensive, but maybe I could be wrong. The Arc thrift store is where the fuck it is at. The Arc thrift store is awesome in Denver. I love the Arc. You could find some cool hats. I mean, you could just find all kinds of cool stuff. Thrift storing is awesome. It's the best. Yeah, so ran into that little boy. That cracked me up, man. That was freaking ridiculous. How did he say it? He said, "It's okay, man." That's what it is. It's okay, man. So it wasn't like Italian. It's definitely Mexican. It was Spanish. It was definitely a little bit. Sounded stupid. He definitely was a little Mexican boy, but the way he said it was just so awesome. I mean, he's like 12 years old, but he was so full of joy. Like, he was playing with the toys in Goodwill and was just like, "It's okay, man." But it didn't even sound Hispanic. It sounded Italian, and I don't know. It just was. It was just a weird sound to come from a little person. I love little kids when they are just being fully vulnerable in themselves. And that shit cracks me up. Also, anybody else notice that? White people always say that when they bump into each other. Oh, oh, they're just just like, yeah, walking in Walmart, and you're just pushing a cart along, and then somebody walks in, and then you're, oh. Only white people do that. I never hear any other race do that. Stereotype towards white people. White people say "ooh." That's, again. I don't know why I do it. I catch myself doing it. I'm like, fuck. Why? No idea. Anyways, so I started drinking. I drink yerba mate. I think it's the best way to get energy throughout the day. It's better than Adderall. And it's, I believe, a lot safer for you. But I started drinking this clean yerba mates. I don't know if you guys could check it out right there, but they are fucking amazing. Sugar, always the first thing I look at whenever I look at drinks, because I want to know how much sugar I'm drinking. This is 16 grams 16 grams each can. It's kind of a lot. But as opposed to Gyaki yerba mate, it is definitely a lot less. And the thing that I love about these clean cause yerba mates is they donate 50% of profits to recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. Fucking awesome. I love that, and I'm gonna buy these forever. So clean cause, sponsor this podcast so we can get towards our declaration goal. So anyways, yeah, this stuff's amazing. It's a tea. So if you don't know what a yerba mate is, it's the best. It's a South American tea, and it's different from caffeine. It's caffeine, but it's different. It's a different type of caffeine. You're basically, you're up, but you don't get like the jitters. You're focused. And I think that's why I like it, because I have mild ADHD, and well, something fell over. Yeah, I have mild ADHD, so it's hard for me to focus. Case in point. So Adderall never really works for me, or it doesn't make me feel good, and especially staying up until 2 or 3 in the morning because I took Adderall too late. But yeah, check it out. Clean Cause Yerba Mate. They're from Austin. They make other different types of drinks. They do sparkling waters, I believe. Love it. Almost love it as much as Taco Bell. I wish Taco Bell was my only vice, like my only vice. I smoke cigarettes on occasion, and I party and do other shit that I probably shouldn't be doing to my body. But it's all about progress and doing better the next day than you did the day before. Like drinking yerba mate and not frickin' Coca-Cola. Uh, so, where was I? Yeah, Taco Bell. That'll probably be mentioned a lot. The cool thing of the reason why I like Taco Bell is just because it's so cheap. I mean, I I try to shoot for a whole food plant-based diet. Ever since I used to work at natural grocers, I've always tried to shoot for eating more greens, less meat, and taking my vites. But at the end of the day, if I want some fucking Taco Bell, I'm gonna go get some Taco Bell, and it's gonna be delicious. So, uh, yeah, that's my spiel about Taco Bell. Um, you can spend $7 and get pretty full. So, uh, not looking for a Taco Bell sponsorship here at all. Anyways, go try this clean cause stuff if you're in Austin. If you're in Denver, I highly doubt that they have it because Denver is behind the times on awesome things, and Austin's on in front of the times on awesome things. So, all right, where are we at? Should we listen to another song? I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Talked about some Goodwill today. Um, fucking Kanye. I don't know why that just came up. Kanye is a ridiculous human being. Can't. I don't understand that person. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck. Yeah, weird. Um, super strange. Super strange guy. A lot of people are always asking me what kind of books I'm reading. So I wanted to do a little part where I talk about some of the books that I'm reading. I'm one of those. I'm a reader. I think if you're not reading, then you should fucking start reading, or at least get into documentaries that are really informative. I think there's there are people out there that actually hate reading, which I get, but at the same time, I don't fucking get it because reading is something that smart people do. So if you're not reading, how smart are you gonna be? It's not very hard. It's a pain in the ass. It used to be a pain in the ass for me until I started enjoying it. You suck at everything at first, so suck a little bit. If you suck at reading, it takes you forever to read a book. Just keep moving forward. Everybody sucks at something at first. That's why I do 20 fucking things at one time, and that's why I suck at all of them, so I can be really good at them someday. That is basically the philosophy of why of me. Uh, so usually, yeah, read books, read newspapers, read articles. One of the biggest things that I'm a huge fan of is not just accepting the information that's put directly in front of your fucking face. Have I been using the back of this? So what my point is there is the true information out there is not gonna be put in directly in front of your face. Information is really good information or information that is true with the universe and that's true. That's just a basic truth to life. That stuff is going to be harder to find. The stuff that the media is going to put in front of your face, if you watch Fox News or any mainstream media outlet, it's gonna it's basically going to be the easiest information. I mean, look at your grandparents. Are they sitting in front of TV watching Fox News? Probably. They are probably sitting in front of TV watching Fox News and fucking arguing about the libs. Um, that shit blows my mind. Because Fox News and the media in the TV is just a broad generalization of the wrong shit. and you gotta do your research. And what that means is actually look at multiple sources. I don't understand how I have to or why I have to say this. Um, don't really know why I have to say this. I think that's just something that you learn in school. Maybe people didn't learn that in school, like a couple generations in front of us, my generation. Um, but yeah, reading newspapers, I guess. I really like Vice. I like Vice a lot. Vice has a lot of good information. Um, but yeah, I like to read books. Um, I read books that are old. I read books that are new. I read spiritual books. I read a lot of self-help books because always looking to improve myself and better myself. And yeah, that's basically it. One of the two of the books. I guess we'll just talk about one. I think we'll do that one each episode. That sounds good. So this book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. This book absolutely changed my mind or changed my life. A huge paradigm shift for me. Um, a great book for people that are dreamers, are dreaming big, um, and who just are struggling if you're struggling every day with what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to do it? How do I get there? I want to be this. I want to be that. I can't be. This book, it's just so beautiful. It absolutely changed just my whole perspective on being, and you know, where happiness really lies, and it's a great book. I suggest you go ahead and read it. I read it in a day. I took a day off of work to read this book. I've heard great things about it, and I was living in Denver in the old Fresh Collab studios, RIP, Homemade Spaceship Studio, Panda Say What Studio, 1450 Logan. God bless. Um, anyways, I read this book there. I took the whole day off of work and read it, and I was in tears by the end of it. It's a great book about dreamers. The back of it says, "To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation." From The Alchemist. I love this book. I gift this book to a lot of people. I try to. I do my best to just give this book. I think it's only like a couple hundred pages, but yeah, 160 pages, something like that. Amazing book. Try it out. I watch a lot of podcasts. So I'll probably cross-reference a bunch of podcasts on this podcast because podcasts are awesome. I watch Your Mom's House podcast. I watched Joe Rogan's podcast, of course. He was the first podcast. Excuse me, man. Taco Bell. So yeah, so Joe Rogan's Experience, that podcast was the first podcast that I ever got into. That podcast blew my mind so many times in 2009 when I first started 2009 when I first started watching it. 10? Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I started this podcast because of my friend Shane Egan, who passed away in 2016, 2017. I'm getting my years mixed up. It was last summer, not this summer, but the summer before last. Yes, that is correct. Anyways, rest in peace, Shaney. One of my best friends, former drummer of Skydied. We had just always listened to Joe Rogan's podcast on the road when I was their tour manager, and I love it. I've always loved it. I love the idea of talking about ideas. The idea of talking about ideas. It was just that was just something that was so awesome. Being able to laugh with my bandmates and connect with them and talk to them about just talk to them about life and just philosophies. And Shane was just was just such a neat fucking person. He had his quirks just like we all do. And you know, man, I'll always tribute this podcast to Shane. Because it was just something that we had always dreamt about together, and I'm sure he's dreamt about making podcasts with other people as well. That's just one of my favorite things that we used to talk about, is what we would talk about, and just fucking the most ridiculous shit. And I know he loved other podcasts too. Duncan Trussell's podcast is fucking awesome. Chris D'Elia's podcast, I'm just so addicted to that right now. So you might catch me talking a lot like him, because I'm pretty much watching him like crazy these days. Chris D'Elia is just so funny. My favorite comedians are from Los Angeles, and I grew up in LA. So they all embody just this Los Angeles type of sense of humor, and I fucking vibe with it. It is so funny. And it's so silly and goofy, but also it's kind of nihilist a little bit, and also, but you know, I think it's great. That type of humor that comes out of Los Angeles dog eat dog mentality is just absolutely wonderful. You know, Tom Segura and Christina P's podcast, Your Mom's House, that shit, is just, I mean, relationship goals. What? Like, those two get together and then they just talk about awesome things. I fucking love that. That sounds great. Oh, what do you do? Me and my wife run a podcast, and we make fucking $50,000 a year before taxes. Not even yeah, I would say after taxes. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point, but $50,000 a year doing that. Not including sponsorships. I mean, dude, sponsorships alone, it's awesome. That's great. What a great frickin' thing. I don't know, man. I don't know, Squids. Squids. So Squids are my friends. So I just wanted to talk about Squids for a second. Me and my friends went to the festival in 2015, 16. Years are years these days. It was a couple years, 4 or 5 years ago. The first time we went, and we just met a bunch of other kids, and we ended up calling each other Squids. And so now, if I call you a squid, you are my best friend. So if you are watching this podcast and you've made it all the way to this minute, what minute are we at? We are at like 34. If you made it this far, Squid, that's you. And I'm sorry. So Squids on dog shit episode number 2. Okay. So yeah, Squids. How was your guys' day? My day today was chill. I woke up, met my roommate, and I know it sounds weird, but they actually rent out these bedrooms in this apartment complex individually. So you don't get to know your roommate until you move into your apartment. Weird scenario happened yesterday where I met my other roommate. So let me backtrack a little bit. I moved into this apartment complex. They rent out each individual room. I pay about like $450, $460 a month. And they try to match you with each roommate. So I had moved into the one downstairs, and this guy, the roommate that I met, that I moved everything in the night, in Friday night. Saturday morning, I go out, and this guy is just sitting on the patio, and first impressions are everything. I'm just gonna say it, like, you've gotta have, like, first impressions set the whole tone for relationship, forever. That's just connection 101. You know, if you're not connected and you're just coming from a very egotistical or headspace, what I like to think of, I mean, you're stuck in your head and you're not dropped into your heart. When you meet somebody, you come off as inauthentic, and I get to work on that within myself a lot too. But back to my story. This guy, his name was, I'm not gonna, I guess it doesn't matter. He didn't even give me his name. That was the weird thing that weirded me the fuck out. Um, I asked him, I said, hey, how's it going, man? My name is Jarrett Roster. I sell pest control door to door. What do you do? What's your name? That kind of thing. Nothing too crazy there. And he said, my name is Joseph. And and I was like, okay, what's up, Joseph? How's your day going? Not bad. Okay. What do you do for work? Uh, you know, no, I don't actually. No, what do you do? I I do people's favors on the weekends. What? Uh, what? I didn't know what that meant. Um, do people favors on the weekends for work. Cool. What's your name? Joseph. Oh, okay. Hey, Joseph. Okay. What's your last name? And he gave me this fucking look, like I was a cop or something, like I was an undercover, and it weirded me the hell out. He was just like, Joseph Dan? Not even kidding you. And so I said, okay. And I also had noticed that he'd been smoking cigarettes in the apartment that night before. So he's just smoking cigarettes like crazy and in the apartment, and his name, and he lied to me about his freaking name. I lived with this guy. Same apartment. Um Very fascinating. So, red flags everywhere. I went to the office and was like, nah, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna live with somebody I can't trust. So, they put me in another spot. My new roommate is awesome. His name is Dennis, and he is a very, very nice African American fellow. Very nice guy. I mean, he keeps to himself. It seems like he said he's lived here for a year. But anyways, I'm getting a little too far into this down this rabbit hole of that. But yeah, that shit was weird. Um, it's weird how people will do that. They just don't trust you, or they just don't trust anybody. So I mean, just lying about your name. I mean, to a roommate, that's fucking weird. It freaked me out. It made me feel really. I mean, I hit up my family that day and told them, "Yo, this is where I'm living. This is the situation I'm in. Because you never know. You got to be safe. And I'm not gonna say anything that I don't know, but I did go into the office and complained, and the manager at the property manager had told me, yeah, sorry about that. Well, he's been off of his meds, and I was just like, what? Okay. And anyways, so I believe he was a schizophrenic, because just the way he carried himself, and my heart goes out to him, Joseph Dan. Joseph Dan, I'm sorry, bro. I hope that you find peace and happiness in your life, and I hope you don't have to keep lying to people about your name. Your name's probably awesome. It's probably awesome. It's probably like Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith. Uh, Mormons are funny. Yeah. I work with my boss is a Mormon, and it's we get into some very, very interesting conversations there. Um, anyways, Squids. Anyways, Squiddies. Let's see what else is on my agenda, my to-do list agenda. How many minutes are we left into this? Uh, Man, I think we got quite a ways, quite a ways. Um, so I read a lot of books. My whole apartment is filled with books. So if any of you guys have any questions about when you guys want to read books, I mean, I got music business books. I got instructional books, touring books, self-help books, Buddhist books. I got Buddha Tara right here, homegirl. This is my homegirl Buddha Tara. She protects me. She's the best. Yeah, I don't know if you like the studio setup. I'm gonna put my logo probably just right here for the video. Fresh Collab Radio might need a new logo. So if you guys know anybody, man, this yerba mate is making me burp like crazy, like cray. Anyways, so Fresh Collab Radio. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm not done yet, but thank you for listening. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I did podcast episode 1 with my buddy, and that was a great episode. It was just we didn't have any video. I don't even know if this is still fucking recording. But the camera, that is. But my last guest he's awesome. Go check it out. Fresh Collab Radio episode number 1. That one is just great. I want to interview more people, but I also want to talk a lot. And I think that's one of the things that's going to help me and support me in listening when I'm not on the podcast, because I'll have said everything that I always want to say on this podcast. And, at the end of the day, I hope that my listeners and people watching can take something from this. Take something from it, feel good about yourself after watching this. That's what I want. I want you to be super duper happy. Super duper. Let's see. I'm pulling up my notes. My little squiddies. Hold on. Holding. Oh, yeah. Declarations. I want to keep making more of those. And if you have declarations, message me and be like, yo, I haven't told anybody this, but I've always wanted a Corvette. I don't fucking know. Or I've always wanted to have this or have that. Just declare. Declare it to somebody. Yourself. Say it to yourself. Ooh, I think that's super, super fucking important, peoples. Saying out loud what you dream of or what you're declaring. That's such a beautiful thing. And being able to voice and put out into the universe just what you want. I think things will come to you more when you project what you want and what you desire. And that right there is something that's super big to me. And one of the things I do want to mention on this episode is I'm Buddhist, but it's 2018, bro. I like all religion, and I hate all religion. There's parts of every religion that I don't like, and there's parts of every religion that I love. I don't understand why everything has to be so black and white. Why do you have to be Republican? Why do you have to be Republican or Democrat? Why can't you be both? Why do we have to live in a world of either or? Why can't we just live in both and, bro? Both and. I want that and that because I get to. Why not? I want it. I want it all. I want to be able to play the violin. I want to play the piano. I want to play the guitar. I want to be able to fucking skateboard. I want to be able to ski. I want to do it all. Because I've got only fucking one life, bro. Well, one life that I'm remembering right now. I believe in reincarnation. But I want to do it all. So I'm going to do it all. And I'm going to tell the world that I want it all. I think a lot of people, they get bored. I think a lot of people get bored. And that's why I've always been afraid of getting bored. And that's why I've always have switched from piano to computer music to, guitar to violin. And I've always done all. And I used to throw concerts. I've thrown concerts. I've done everything. I want to do everything. I want to keep changing it up. This podcast, though, is basically gonna show a side of me, a committed side of me, that I think is going to be great. I'm going to be able to be vulnerable. It's perfect. I love this. I can't believe it. I love it. I think this is awesome. I do want to show you a video real quick. I save these videos on Facebook because Facebook is just awesome. I love Facebook. I love social media. I love being able to connect with everybody. And I also love being able to voice whenever the fuck I want, however I want, and whenever I see fit. The cool thing about voicing opinions is that if you're wrong about opinion, people get to rebuttal and be like, nah, dude, you're wrong. And they get to call you out, and you get to look back at yourself and be like, fuck, you're right. I'm wrong. And I do that all the time. Sometimes I think I'm dead right with something, and somebody will comment on my post and like, bam, hit me with the paradigm shift, and it's fucking epic. Absolutely epic. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going on Facebook right now because I can do videos saved. Anything good I saved on here? Oh, dude, this guy. Oh man, come on. Ross Creations. Anybody go follow Ross Creations right now. Oh, dudes. It's the best. I'm gonna put it on. Ross Creations. Let's see if I can find this video. But this video is basically the best because he basically goes around telling people what to do, as they are already doing it. Oh shoot! Come on. Oh, that one's funny. No, but that one's. Oh no! Come on. Oh shoot. Let's see if I could search it. Telling people. Let's see what happens when I look that one. Telling people to do what they're already doing. Oh, come on. Is this it? Is this the full one? There.
If you want grapes, just look at them and then pick them.
Here, I'll show you.
Excuse me, sir. Look at the grapes.
Sorry?
Just look at the grapes.
Look at the grapes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you want grapes, just look at them and then pick them.
What do you mean?
Just like if you want like this bag of grapes, just look at it and then pick it up and then take it with you.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to doing something that you don't want to do. You don't understand what I'm saying?
No.
Like if you want these oranges, then look at them. Look at them and then pick them up and then take them with you.
Yeah.
But if you want these grapes, look at them and then pick them up and take those with you.
All right.
Know what I mean?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
That was the funniest thing. The funniest freaking thing ever.
Oh shoot, he does a longer one. It's so good. The longer one he does, he's literally just like telling people. He's telling people like workers on the frickin' the construction workers, pick up that shovel. Yeah, no, like stir it around. Like the dude's doing the stuff, and then I think at one part of the video, one of the construction workers' coworkers goes up to him and he's like, "Sam, you don't have to do what they're saying. You don't have to do what they're." Oh shit! It's so funny. Oh man, I mean, it's like, that sense of humor is funny to me. I love fucking with people when I was a teenager or a little kid. Growing up in Los Angeles, I moved to Colorado when I was 16, but from like the age of 10 to the age of like actually really 12 years old to 15, man, I was everywhere in Los Angeles. I was skateboarding to Huntington, going to Venice. We'd go to the block. I mean, I was in LA. I was in Buena Park and Fullerton. But man, we would do a lot of fucked up shit. We'd just prank phone call, not prank phone call, but even like we would call taxi cabs. And man, I've got so much karma coming my way. But it's all good, you know, you're just little kids. But anyways, me and my friend would call frickin' taxi cabs and hide on his roof. And at like 2 a.m, and a taxi cab would pull up, and we just throw oranges at his car from the roof, and he would have no idea where they came from. Little shit like that. I mean, it got bad at parts. I'm so blessed to have a beautiful, wonderful mother that knew what was best for me and sending me out to Colorado to live with my dad, because I was probably going down a really, really bad road in terms of self-deprecation and drug and alcohol abuse probably. So not to say that I didn't already experienced that, but I think Los Angeles is a monster. It would have chewed me up. chewed me up. But yeah, so me and my friends used to skateboard all over the place and film skateboarding and fucking dream about being professional skateboarders. And we would fuck with people a lot, you know. One of the things that I like to do, which my grandfather did, was just speak complete gibberish to people. Like my grandfather, before he passed, he was fucking hilarious. He would do things like he would go into a gas station and order, he'd basically speak gibberish and get Swisher Sweets cigars, and he'd be like like not even like skeep and the Indian guys at the counter would be so confused, and they wouldn't know what the hell language he was speaking because he was so good about it. He was so good about keeping his face straight, and yeah, it's so funny. But I used to do that. My grandfather, he was so funny, and I used to do that to people too, and order, go to Carl's Jr. and stuff and order that way. Los Angeles was nuts. We would skate. I'd skate everywhere, miles a day, just skate across town. I think that's why I have such a great metabolism these days, and that's why I moved to Austin. Really, I love skateboarding all year round. It's just the best way to keep in shape. I want to be able to be one of those old skateboarders at the skate park. This thing's got effects. Hey. Yeah, so this is a sweet mixer that I got for this podcast. Where am I at? I think we're about to wrap it up here. We're pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, we got 8 little minutes left, Squiddies. What do you guys want to talk about? I wish I could, maybe I could live stream. That'd be cool, huh? That would be cool. Let's see what we could do. Nope, I already watched that. So I just Facebook live stream. That's be sweet. I'll do it see if I can do it from the Fresh Collab page. Maybe I could do it from the Kavsko page. I don't know. I'll just do it from my personal. Let's do live. Ask. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next episode. I think it's a great idea. I'll just say ask me questions for my podcast. Fresh Collab Radio. Fresh Collab Radio. Is there another effect on here? Can we fuck with? Effects. There we go. Turn up the effects knob. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's this one? 6. What? Oh, it's a gain. It's a compressor, I think. I don't know. Wait, 5. Oh, it's gated, yeah. It's a gate. That's what I meant to say, not gated. I meant to say gate. Alright, what's that? Oh, it's a reverb. What's this? Yeah. Oh. It's all gated. How the frick do I fix this? Anyways. Well, I guess we could cut it short. I want to try to push a whole hour. One thing I do want to end on is gratitude. Man, when I'm just in a really, really shitty spot, I like to write down a list of all the things that I'm grateful for. And I invite everybody here that's listening to this podcast to just do that. Next time you're in a bad mood and you notice and recognize that you're in a bad mood and you're not getting what you want, and you realize you're being a dick, or you're kind of being a piece of shit to somebody, or you have attitude and you're just in a bad mental space. One of the things that I really recommend is going to just get a book. I like these little composition books. I got a little one right here. The composition book is the shit, man. I love writing. If you're not journaling, then what are you doing? If you're not journaling your thoughts and working on yourself, then what are you doing? I'm just kidding. No, you can do whatever you want, but I think journaling is super important, because it just gets your ideas out, and you stop thinking about them. It's a good way to meditate. But I started doing this gratitude book, my little gratitude book, and I basically write down things that I'm grateful for. My relationships with my siblings or my parents. It makes me feel better about the things that I don't have. Fuck yeah. I'm grateful for that burp. That was a great burp. Squid, like, be grateful. Fucking, how hard? It's so easy to be grateful, too. Like, I'm living in an apartment now. I'm not on my friend's couch. I've been sleeping on my buddy's couch for the last month and a half. 2 months. August, September, October. It's October. August and September? No, just a month. Is it just a month? A little bit over a month. But my point is, man, dude, girlfriend, like, be grateful. Be fucking grateful. It's so easy to be grateful. Like, complaining about your feet hurting from walking all day? Boo! Move the fuck on. You have both legs. What? Crazy. Like, I complain too sometimes, but, just fucking, if you're gonna complain, just complain in a journal and then laugh about it later. But don't, like, we get to stop complaining and we get to work on our language. What we say, like, I have to do this today. I have to go to work. Like, fuck, do you have to? No, you don't fucking have to. Just fucking go to work and be happy that you get to go to work. Who doesn't? Who else gets to go to work today? Some people don't have jobs. They don't, and they're starving. Be grateful that you have a fucking job. I don't mean to be so blunt about it, but man, the complaining. Everybody loves their new job, and then it dies out because people keep saying, I have to do this. I have to go to work today. No, you don't. You poor sap. You get to go to work today. What a fucking awesome thing. I don't know. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. Yeah, so just be grateful, when you're sad, when you're upset, and you feel like, damn it, I'm broke. I wish I had money. Like, what do you fucking have? I have $0 in my bank account. I'll prove it right now. I'll take a screenshot, and then I'll post it right now. $0. I maybe like 20 cents right now. But my point is fuck, you can be happy having nothing. You can be happy. That's possible to have nothing. And just be. It goes be, do, have. Not have, do, be. I tell that to people all the time, and I think people don't get it because it's a very hard concept to get. But, just be fucking happy, man. It's hard. It's so hard to be happy. If you say it is, I love fake it till you make it. That's a great fucking thing to say. Because it's not genuinely like, oh, fake it. But, like, have you ever not liked something and then was like, fuck it, I'm going to pretend to like it, and then you ended up liking it? I was that way with vegetables. I hated broccoli when I was a little kid, of course. Everybody did. And then I was like, fucking, I'll pretend to like it for my mom so that'll make her happy because I'm eating it. And then I started being like, fuck yeah, this is actually really good. Love broccoli. Especially baked broccoli. Or, like, Brussels sprouts. So good. All right, we have another minute. So thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe. Check me out on YouTube, Fresh Collab Radio. I'm gonna start the Facebook page here pretty soon. Give me some feedback. Your podcast sucks. Your podcast is amazing. Just tell me. I don't care. I want to hear from you guys, and again, if you can subscribe and you want to help provide and support this podcast, please go to patreon.com /Kavsko or /Kavsko. You could say it whatever way you want, but I think I'll just do one for Fresh Collab Radio too. So I will do patreon.com /Fresh Collab Radio, and you can subscribe to $1 there. I'm gonna get some fucking logo made. I'm gonna get some stickers. We're gonna get some merch going. It's going to be awesome. All right, my squiddies. Well, I'm going to end it with one of my songs. Let's see. Crystalia is the best. If you guys don't know who Crystalia is, go watch both of his Netflix specials, Man on Fire and I forget what, in Cape, I don't know. I'm going to butcher it. I forget what his first one is. The first one on that, but it is frickin' gold. Anyways, actually, I'm going to go with an oldie. Here's a song that I fucking love that only has 112 listens on YouTube or SoundCloud. But it's called Waves, one of my favorites. All right, well, this is Fresh Collab Radio. My name is Jarrett Kavsko roster. Find me on Facebook. Give me an ad. Love you. Love me. I'm outies. Peace.